Just wanted to clear up a point from my previous video, the one that I titled "A Christian's Hypocrisy, Sexual Pervert." Again, I don't think we can really classify homosexuality or transgenderness as being I guess some people do see it as perverted. I don't. I see perversion as just a gross distortion of sexuality. And I think that can include, but not necessarily, people who are asexual. Now, I think we'd have to put asexuality in the same norm as homosexuality and transgenderness. Not that they're all the same, except they're probably more different than heterosexuality is to any one of them. They're more different from each other in that way, seeing as my limited view. But I think there can be such people who are distorted, people who cannot make the either born that way or become that way. People have were screwed up. And in my last video, I talked about this person, this girl, and I compared her with this as somebody who's a swinger. Now, somebody who goes out and has an open marriage and all that, to me doesn't make sense. But this person had married somebody so that the other person could get their citizenship status. They could stay in the country because they were from Brazil. Uh, but again, I think that if you identify yourself as something, you live your life as that, and then you act in such an obscene way, whether you view that as being liberated, you're really not liberated because there's no embracing of what you are or what you do. And even if we have ideas or standards and we don't meet those standards, there should be some kind of natural reaction. I think the lack of any type of natural reaction, it would be as if somebody were to go at it. If somebody goes to AA, let's say they're part of Alcoholics Anonymous, they drink, feel remorse, go back, try to work with it. It's understandable. The person has met the qualification to be a member, the desire to stop drinking. Yet if somebody goes there to AA, pushes AA on everybody else, and then drinks and sees nothing wrong with it, but it doesn't even cross their mind, uh, that would be strange. That would be out of the ordinary. That would be a perversion of sorts, perverting the idea. Now, I don't want to mean to say that Christianity is particularly Protestant Christianity, because I'm not talking about my own. Not even my own, though. I'm excluding mine. Is all about sexuality or even entirely about conduct, because we can't reduce it to conduct. We can't reduce it to a mental assertion, things like that, or even a particular thing. If you do X, then you are not Y, kind of thing. So if you're not X, then you're not acting like Y. And I don't assume to know her relationship status with God, although she believes her father talks to God. And it's kind of a letdown for women, for blonde women, this person. Again, this is all in context, you have to see the video before. Because this is somebody who believes that if air, because we work around pressurized air, a lot to clean things, just believes that can kill you. If you spray the air on you, it can kill you. She believes her father talks to God. It basically treats him as if he was the Pope or the Apostle Paul or something like that. And this is somebody who, on the surface, probably like there's no depression there. There's no, because I know this person. This is somebody I know. This is not passerby. Um, they get they're just like me or you. That I also work with somebody else who's very depressed and actually tries to bring people down. Whereas this person is kind of light and bubbly, and is that around everybody. But there is some type of sensed malevolence, and this is a deeper type of perversion, where you see somebody who's light and bubbly, but then draws no lines. And she said things, honest things, that are very fascist. Like, well, they should just have the death penalty for people who, use drugs, or things along this line. Well, I don't see why we can't force everybody to do this or that. Just there's nothing. It's like a blonde joke, but one gone wrong. It's like a human being with I don't want to say that's mimicking other human beings, but there's no. Had there come along something horrible, there would be no resistance to it, such as fascism or communism. And they themselves hold a type of hyper-nationalistic view of Christianity. And I think the stereotype is that somebody, to be like this, goes to a Catholic or Orthodox or Southern Baptist. This is not the case. Somebody who goes to one of those rock jam. I've actually went to a church and it's just mesmerizing. It had a cafe. You're buying and selling inside of a church. It didn't make sense to me. And they put their hands up and sway back and forth because it's a trend. It's a very odd thing. Because when people are met with odds, because again, I've talked to this person. When I talk to people, I usually drifted. You do come across topics of politics and stuff like that in everyday day-to-day life. You're working with somebody, and there's no irritation or anger. Somebody got into a fender bender with her, this woman, just by accident, and she wants to sue the person. I want to sue. Just an intense anger over material possessions, but no idea. She says, "I love that car. She'd argue, stick up 3 spaces." Just, and I don't want to be too hard on this person because this person, day-to-day life, is a nice person. No, it's a nice person. But I think there's some type of malevolence where there's a lack of anger and a lack of borders, and I think they have to do with one another. The fact that somebody it doesn't make intimate physical boundaries. Obviously, she's not like putting her finger in my eye or scratching my head for something like that. It's not so deranged like that. But it's a very odd thing. I would think it would be more normal for somebody to be manic depressive or something like this. But I think that it's kind of characteristic of people when they have no really clue why something. Well, why would that be? Why would anybody not? Why would that be wrong? But why would anybody take issue or have strong feelings about this? It's just like this is one of my videos where I'm kind of rambling and I'm just kind of just befuddled at the idea that somebody like this, because um, it's very strange to come across. And I had talked to her about my previous relationship with a girl who was going to marry. Wound up going back to Mexico and it was horrible. I just found somebody else. Huh? But then when this person, oh, I really love that person. Well, what happened? I just thought, what? There's no answer given. It's just, oh. And people's excuse for this is, oh, I feel bad for that person. They can't. But I don't know if I can't identify, so I can't feel bad. I don't know what it is to have a lack of an emotional reaction about philosophy, sexuality, things like this. Or even people's use of it, because I think people's use of it does kind of skew your view. Obviously, in the most extreme case, if somebody is a rapist or a child molester, you have revulsion towards that person. So we shouldn't beat around the bush and say, well, all what people do is their own business, because we don't really think that. We want to think that that's our high standard. But then again, we don't really want to think that because we don't want to hide. It's just a curiosity. I don't want to get too judgmental or too. I don't want to be like I'm hating on this person. It's particularly why I'm not mentioning their name. But I think it still to me just strikes me as very strange. All right. Well, peace.